Hi guys, I'm standing in front of a Yama Seiki GLS-2000 LYS turning center. That is a sub-spindle Y-axis single turret turning center. This particular model is a 2016 model that was put into service January of 2017. The integration process on the floor was about 3 months, with the exception of tool load monitoring, which took a little bit longer. This is fully integrated equipment. We had factory technicians fly out and set it up, and so all the background work, learning the equipment and everything, is something that we can bring to your shop in a very rapid process. Of you could have this equipment up and running in a couple of days. We're including with the sale, if you desire it, 2 days of free training on our floor. This equipment, you can see, has 1,024 cut hours. That number will be changing slightly because this equipment is in operation on the floor. This equipment is rather fully featured. It has we have an auto door. We have a UR3 robot unloader. We have Royal QG65 chucks on the main. Kitagawa chucks BB206 with 52mm spindle bore, 4.6 inches rear of the chuck face, so we can process parts up to 9.5 inches in one operation. This equipment is configured with manual guide I and tool load monitoring, and so we've got the run screens pretty well set up. Load monitoring is in my opinion essential for operation of this type of equipment, as is tool life, keeping your operator efficient on the floor. Tool life will track your tools in cut, telling your operator when to change tools so that tools don't burn in, and tool life is your parachute and protects your machine in the instance you have like a failure to cut off or a tool that unexpectedly ends of life. So the manual guide I run screen tells the operator what he needs to know. It gives him the code, glimpse at code. He's got his feed load monitor, his spindle, RPMs, distance to go, next distance, and he's got his position data, the tool called, all the information presented in a nice format. He's also got his tool offset screen with his Y-axis configured. Configuring all this stuff isn't something that comes from the factory, so we actually had to do a lot of developmental work to get that stuff well-rounded in the control, but these machines are pretty well perfectly set up. This machine also has a tool package that's ready for work. We've got coolant through double main sub-spindle turning holders. We've got higher non-standard 1 3/4 inch coolant through drill holders with bushings for various tools on the sub-spindle. A full complement of live tools, like 8 live tools. These particular machines are coming with a 1-to-3 radial, a 1-to-3 90-degree holder, so geared up holders for faster cutting in materials like aluminum, and they're coming with several 90-degree and several radial standard ER25 WTO tools, and as you can see, the tools were all brand new with the machine. 1,024 cut hours divided over a whole arsenal of tooling. None of the tools have significant wear at this point. We have also ER40 coolant through holders. This machine has a part basket. I have to close the door to show you that. This machine has a part basket for part ejection in the machine. We've made that a little bit larger to accommodate more parts, up to 6 inches. These machines have the automatic in-machine Renishaw tool setter option, so the operator doesn't have to fumble around with a sensitive piece of equipment in and out of the machine and waste your time. These also have an upgraded weigh wash system and the non-standard main and sub-spindle air blows, which are pretty much essential to keeping your jaws clean and getting your parts across the machine without having any issues with part finishes from grabbing chips and stuff like that. We also have the out-of-door part conveyor included. The roto rack accumulator is not included with the sale. The bar loaders are servo bar loaders, so they work in sub-spindle mode, which is a non-standard factory means of running them that is more efficient in production, that we work with the Yama Seiki to produce, and the bar loader company. We have instructions that's fully integrated. So the bar loaders waste about 14 seconds a bar, and they don't require tapping for length or anything, any procedures that waste time on your part run time. The bar loaders are on linear rails, so they slide out of the way for spindle liner changes. I don't want to hit the hopper behind the machine here. The date codes are January 2016. These machines were delivered in August of 2016, and we finally entered production on them on January 2017. This is the electronic cabinet, and you can see a high level of quality and attention to detail went into this area of the machine. This is a FANUC machine. FANUC is a really impressive brand. We've had no failure of any FANUC equipment in our entire history with the 3 of these machines, and I think that's pretty impressive for FANUC. They also have centralized location. This is D-cell batteries, 4D batteries, which are keeping your servo information. And so all you have to do is change the batteries when the power's on, and you won't lose any absolute encoder positions. And we've changed batteries one time while we owned the equipment, and they weren't dead. We just did it because we didn't want to lose our information. These machines have fully integrated M3070 chip blaster, 1000 psi, 8 GPM coolant systems. These have a solenoid, so they dump coolant back in the pan when you do a turret index, so you don't have to waste any time shutting your coolant off, and that isn't hard on the pump at all, because it's not turning off and turning on. They also have cyclonic filtration, so they don't have filter bags. The maintenance is low. It's a oil change every approximately 2 to 2.5 months of operation. These also are backed up by a flow device, and the Waywash 100 psi factory coolant will take over in the event, unlike the event that there's any issue with the chip blaster. So you've got double layered coolant security on this machine. There's a skimmer on these machines for getting your tramp oil out of the coolant, keeping your coolant clean. And these come with a chip conveyor and a mist away unit to get your steam out of the building. The controls are 31i Model B, so high numbered FANUC controls. I've been really impressed with the 31i Model B. Also with manual guide I, you can do run verification in this control. So you can actually load the tool data, run the code in a simulation mode, and it'll actually, unlike other machines we have in the shop here like Herco, that verification is 100% accurate. And we've been able to, at times when we've used it, when we've had a feeling that we were a little off on code, we've found errors and been able to correct errors before we even ran jobs. And that's a kind of a neat feature to have. The robot unloaders assist with unloading of longer parts, and we'd like to show you the machine in operation. That one's moving. Grab that tool. So this is side one. I just hit op stop to show you guys side one in the door before we go to the pickoff. Come on, catch it. Maybe we'll wait. So straight to side two.
Show load monitoring.
So you can see dotted lines on the tool and cut. Let's get back to the manual.I. The party jack. And the parts on the conveyor. So we have a one operation part complete with secondary operations you'd typically find in a mill. We've got milling, chamfering in multiple directions. We've got a 5mm face grooving tool on the sub. These machines have 7.5 horse sub spindles, 50% more power than a Doosan Lynx on that side, making them a much more serious contender in the sub spindle Y-axis game. They have 15 to 20 horse main spindles and can drill 1.5-inch holes on the main. They can drill 28mm holes without a weak feed on the sub spindle side of the machine. And we've just been really impressed by the capabilities of the machines and their ability to put parts through rapidly. They have 1180 inch per minute rapids, and the machines are most of our run times are around. This is probably a 3.5 minute part. So for example, this complex part you see here that we've just been talking about, you can see a 3-minute 30-second run time. That's start to out the door, ready to make the next part. So pretty impressive. These can really eliminate bottlenecking in your shop. So we have UR3 robot unloaders on these machines. That enables us in the 5 to 9.5 inch or 10-inch range that these machines typically don't accommodate to actually be compatible with without a break in your operation run. The door can M-code fire open, command the robot to come in, pick off the part, and get out of the machine, tell the door to close, and keep production moving without a person having to walk over here, which can be like a 5-minute delay or a 10-minute delay if somebody's busy with someone else. This allows your operator to be more effective with other machines and more productive. These are associative robots. You teach them waypoint moves, and they are able to operate without guarding for the operator. So if they touch the operator, they'll just stop and error out. Again, we could teach people how to operate the robot during the free training days provided. Also, we have examples of programs and code that we can give you for pickoffs, part handling, the robot. As you can see, the robots are integrated on the side of the machine, and the bases are custom made, and 3 holes need to be drilled in the concrete to mount the robot, basically, and that's all that really is. So these machines represent approximately a $243,000 cost to us. Obviously, you get the opportunity to get them a lot cheaper than that here. Also, to get all the knowledge and hard-fought learning objectives in a very rapidly presented, efficient manner. The only options that we can pull off of this here are the UR robot, the chucks, main and sub, and the high-pressure coolant, if people don't desire those items. With sub-spindle Y-axis equipment, one of the major obstacles to feeling the confidence to purchase is understanding that you don't understand the technology, and we've been there, and it was a painful process, but we understand that when effectively taught and when supported properly, this machine is an easy machine to program and a very profitable technology to have. And I wanted to tell you guys about, if you do purchase the equipment, after the money's exchanged hands, before the rigging is conducted and the machine's taken out of power, we could actually train your operator on the machine that you purchase for 2 days for free here at our facility. We also have these setup operator and compartmentalized operator instructions that are by keystroke vetted procedures that work with this equipment that we've used on the floor successfully to help people autonomously run the equipment until they get the understanding they need to be hands-free. The mill turn operator book, the compartmentalized version, for example, we run through. There's a changing inserts procedure by key stroke, and it's for various types of tooling: ID, OD, sub-spindle, main spindle, live tooling, resetting expired tool life procedure. There's various offset procedures that talk about various part features and how they're deviating and how to change the offsets properly so you don't make a mistake and scrap a part. Touching off tools on the tool setter, instructions for lowering the tool setter and running through that process start to finish. Reteaching the bar feeder. If, for example, you restart the program and miss the bar subroutine. Restarting a program in the middle of operation, in the middle of the code. We've got machine startup, a morning protocol for starting up the machine, referencing and stuff like that, checking coolant levels. We have a power down procedure. Then in the setup operator manual, we have importing and exporting programs. The same machine startup. We have setting up, teaching the bar feeder for a new job. Reteaching the bar feeder throughout the day. Resetting expired tool life. Setting up tool life. We have setting work coordinates instructions to teach the various work coordinates in the machine. Teaching G55, teaching G54. Teaching the B-axis, the sub-spindle, its work offset procedures, teaching a part basket eject location for programming code, tool changing positions for the main and sub-spindle, management of where those positions are located in the parameters in the back of the machine, zeroing tools. How to touch off various drills and tools. We have also a procedure for teaching the Renishaw positions and the background parameters in the instance that you might find the thing slightly out of calibration, like 1 or 2 thou or 3 thou out of calibration. You want it to be perfect. You know, various offset instructions, a turret reset procedure in the event you ever get an unclamp error, so you can get your machine back into operation. And we have other supporting documentation. We can provide various PDFs and stuff that we've encountered in the minor issues we've ever had with the machines. We have 3 of these machines here. So we have a lot of tooling with these machines. They have a lot of capabilities because of the tooling. You can sometimes put 16 or 17 tools in the turret that are in a program at one time. This, for example, is a CONT through 3/4 inch quad. Every machine will get one of those. We have a couple of double CONT through 3/4 inch holders. We've got a few spare double main sub turning holders. Some various drill pockets. We do have a couple of offset drill holders for 1.5 inch tools and one for a 40 millimeter tool. These are CONT through as well. So you can you know, basically do some things that other people can't do with similar equipment. So we found a Miyano holder that was a higher holder which was better clearance for the sub, 1 3/4 inch diameter. We made them CONT through. We have one ER40 going with each machine, but also in their standard configuration, something like this, but this is not one of them. We will include a couple of those holders, I think 2 or 3, and there's a complement of bushings that are CONT through that were custom made to accommodate those holders. Quite a few live tools. This is just some of them. A lot of them are in machines. As you can see, like here's a 90 that was never even used. We bought some extra tools so we could run rebuilds if necessary without having any associated downtime. We never have rebuilt the tool because they run a lot longer than we expected them to. I mean, the people do say 1,500 hours approximately, and that's in cut, so obviously we've got 1,024 on the machine. We could be 10 years before we have to rebuild a tool. But here's a 3-to-1, for example, with a recoil head. Here's a Hematech 3-to-1 radial tool. That's an ER20. Most of these are quick flex ER25s. Here's a 3-to-1 WTO 90 degree, for example, but we'll include about 8 live tools with the machines, and the 2 that are equipped with the robots will get a radial 1-to-3 as well as a 1-to-3 90 degree. And on aluminum jobs, we've found that the machines are capable of holding 4/10, and on stainless steel jobs, plus or minus 4/10. So to recap, we have Yama Seiki GLS-2000 LYS. That's a current sub-spindle Y-axis turning center in the Yama Seiki line. We have fully integrated with bar loader, 31i model B control, chip conveyor, high pressure coolant, UR3 robot unloader. We'd be happy to have you guys come out and take a look at these. The local regional airport is Madison. The reason for sale is that it's company policy here to sell equipment when it's outside the warranty period. We don't have a maintenance department, so we are looking to upgrade. But these are fully functional machines with this one 1,024 cut hours, and the hours will continue to trickle up. We're going to be using them as we sell these machines. So thank you for taking a look at our video.